This week on Whitetail Edge.
Hi, and welcome to Whitetail Edge. I'm Ben Rising, your host, and this week you're going to follow me into the Ohio timber as I lay the smackdown on Ohio Boone&Crockett with my Hoyt.
Whitetail Edge, presented by Woodbury Outfitters.
Well, it's October 26th today. I'm hunting a buck that I call high and tight. I let this buck walk last year. This year I'm after him. He's pretty nice. So we're sitting in here and we're in a little hardwood thicket area. And I've got a nice alfalfa field behind me, a big bedding area out here, and a bedding area this way, and a cut corn field off this way, and cut corn this way. And this little chunk of woods is kind of in between them all. And I've been getting his picture in here, cruising through here. And I got the picture of him 2 mornings ago, 10 to 8 in the morning. So that sucker's on his feet a little bit. And it just feels right tonight. I got the east wind I need for this stand, and I'm hoping I can catch him coming out of this CRP bedding area and cutting this corner right here, and maybe I can get a shot at him. Just laid down over here about 100 yards. Dang it.
So one major factor with this deer hunt, I could talk hours about just this deer alone and the things that this deer did. But one thing you'll notice with these bigger, older bucks, especially a mature buck like high and tight, he's 5.5, 6.5-year-old deer. They'll start cruising their territories in their home zone. They'll start marking those areas, running scrapes, making rubs, marking up their territory and pushing those other bucks out. And you'll notice on the cameras, a lot of them other bucks start falling off the pictures as at least as frequent as they were. They won't be there as much because they know that if they enter into that area, they're going to have to deal with him or that big buck that they're. So just keep that in mind. And don't freak out, you know, if you're not getting tons of pictures, because that's just what they do this time of year. But just know what areas you need to be in. And I knew where there was a great funnel between two bedding areas. And I knew when High and Tight started cruising his core looking for that first hot doe, he would bounce between these two bedding areas because it just made sense. And it was the perfect pinch point between a creek bank, a corner of a field, and a fence. Well, sure enough, I went in on October 26th, first evening I had to hunt. I sat in the stand, I was filming myself, and I seen a doe coming down the creek bottom, and I knew they were going to come close to the funnel, but they weren't coming right to it. And sure enough, High and Tight is following her. I couldn't believe it. Well, I had a great encounter with him. He actually went out and he bedded down in front of me for a while, and he sat right at these trails. He laid down, literally laid down in the woods on the trails where all the does lead out to go feed. And he checked every doe that came through that trail. It was unbelievable. I wish I could have filmed more of it, but it was too far, and I was just watching it through binoculars. But these animals just never cease to amaze me. The things they do and how smart they actually are. And he knew he didn't have to chase everything. He'd just sit there where these three trails intersected, and he'd wait. And that's what he did. Every doe that would come down, he'd get up and he'd smell them. He finally found one little doe, and he walked off with her. So she obviously was smelling right for him. And I was surprised at how young of a doe it was. Well, I knew that he was on his feet, and I had to be in there. So the next day, I was in there.
Well, I'm back in here this morning where I was on that big deer yesterday evening. I got T-Bone in his stand and Alex Gilstrom from Scentlock. They're out right now. Our other hunters are out. I'm going to just sit here at least till 10:30, 11. Then I'll have to go get them, but hopefully might be able to get lucky, and this deer will be back in here walking around. He's on his feet, so I got to be around him when he's on his feet. That's just the way it is. I just heard a buck grunt over here, but I can't see it yet. Oh, there's a little doe right there. There's horns right there. It's him. It's High and Tight. Holy smokes. I gotta get this camera in position. He should walk right through here. Here she goes.
Dude, I just killed High and Tight. High and Tight is going down. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't freaking believe it. He's down. Yes. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Smoke. Smoke. Yes. Dude, I can't even tell you how awesome that is. Oh my God, I gotta call my baby. I gotta call my baby. Melody's gonna be so jacked. Oh my gosh, yes. I cannot believe it, dude. That deer is so awesome. He is awesome. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, I just killed him. Yep, I just did. Holy smokes. I mean, literally. Just a minute ago, I just stuck him, and I heard him crash. He's deader than a hammer. Man, what an exciting day. Go over here and see where I plugged him at. I actually think I can almost see him laying there, but I know he crashed. I'm like a kid on Christmas, man. It's tough hunting by yourself, filming, but I love to do it. I mean, I just do. Just something about being in the woods alone, just enjoying Mother Nature.
giant tight. Dude, he is a giant. Oh my gosh. Look at him. Oh, you get so many pictures of these deer. Oh, buddy. Look at that deer. Look at him. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lord.
That's big.
What do you think of that?
That's big.
Look at that dude.
Huh? That's a stud, man. Right, man. Jeez.
Oh my
Pete.
gosh, man.
That's a hog, man. Pictures didn't do him justice.
Look at that deer. I mean, that's just, what do you say to that? I mean, he's just a monster. An absolute giant. I mean, you work so hard to get deer like this. You know, people don't understand really what goes into it. I mean, it's just the amount of time and effort that goes into pattern a deer like this and trying to get him killed, and it's just unbelievable. But I mean, what an awesome buck, man. I mean, just unbelievable. I feel so blessed. Checking in the deer.
Please enter your 10-digit turkey or deer permit number, including any zeros, followed by the pound key. Please enter your 10-digit cell number now. Okay, you have completed the game check process. Your 18-digit confirmation number must be attached to the animal, as well as written on your permit. Your confirmation number is...
It was an epic hunt. Everything fell together. And again, like I say, your first 2 times in a stand after a giant are the best. As long as you're doing your homework and you've got things set up in time, those are your best chances to hunt. Now, this deer was cruising his territory. I watched the cameras. I knew what he was doing. He was moving more and more closer to daylight as October wore on. And when I finally saw him hitting those scrapes on the edge of the fields on the cameras in daylight, I knew it was time to make the move, and I had to be in there. Because come the first week of November, he could have been 2 miles away. Now, he'll come back to his bedding area, but the chances of him getting killed by a neighbor or somebody else are so much higher, and there's a lot of hunting pressure in this area, and people crowd this farm. Well, same thing. I just got lucky. I played my cards right, and I waited. He didn't get shot early in the year because he was smart enough to know that he could not move too much until he finally couldn't resist it. And a lot of times people pound themselves out and they hunt so hard early season that they kind of get burnt out and they're not paying attention. And they're hunting too hard and not smart. So that's the other key again. I always say it, hunt smarter, not harder. Well, what a great show. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Killing another booner. It was my number 8th booner. Actually, it was my number 7. I killed number 8 in Illinois on the first show. So actually, 2 booners in 1 year. What a year for me. I felt so blessed, and I just thank God for it. You know, there's so many important things in life, and you know, just like with this hunt, to share camp with the Bone Collector guys, and you know, this show actually showed on Outdoor Channel on Bone Collector, so you may have already seen it, but maybe you saw a different view of it and a different angle, and hopefully you guys learned something. And you know, thanks. Stay tuned for next week and watch another great show with Whitetail Edge.
Whitetail Edge is brought to you by Rocky, Hoyt, Big Time, HHA Sports, Redneck Hunting Blinds, On Time Wildlife Feeders, Whitetails Unlimited, Advantage Ag and Equipment, Michael Waddell's Bone Collector, Black Widow Deer Lures. Be sure to follow Whitetail Edge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.